Alright, let's play some Wayback Machine. Remember how everybody had to call their chickens and cattle? Had to kill them, had to sell them off. This is about the selling off of the forced to sell off the cattle because of the supply chain hiccups, because of the excuse that was in place. I said they had to have us in lockdown, and 2 weeks later we're going to start having shortages in the market that they can't explain without a good excuse. So that's the one they came up with. I was right to the exact day, actually. Let's see. Tyson has to depopulate their chickens. Taxpayers pay left footing the bill. This is actually a 2024 hoopty over here. And talking about the 2020 deal where there were no chicken wings, and they were forced to call their chickens and kill them. That was the beginning of the decline of our food, and I had explained, that this shortage would begin on this day. And that doesn't mean it was over. It means it began. Now your prices back in the day, a few years ago, were nowhere near what they are now. Well, rising prices usually means less and less amount of stuff. And there's egg shortages that have been going on, but I told you, look, they're closing down the fucking dollar stores. They've closed down thousands of stores across the nation because they were stretching out on the shelves. Then they had to get rid of some of the shelves. Now we're seeing where, like I said, they don't even have enough food for the shelves that they've reduced it down to. Which is evident. There's eggs not available all the time, and they're extremely expensive. Milk is expensive. You saw the number on the cattle. There's 300 and some million people in this United States, and we've got a few million cows, 20, 30 total. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, hurricane force. So yeah, that's 119, 116 right here over that spot that keeps going over here between Greenland and here. It's never moved in 4 years. But yeah, we're real close to hurricane force over here by the tips of Canada and Greenland. Nobody's talking about. That's still pretty good going on over here too. We're still on fire. Not as bad as yesterday. It's still pretty red over here. Africa again. I mean, like it is just fucking in Madagascar where the penguins are. Europe and fucking Swiss Alps and fucking Russian tundra, India, Asia over here, burning in the northern hemisphere in winter. Looks like Canada's catching on fire again over here, and nobody's talking about these things but me because I'm fucking some kind of narcissist. Let me show you that is surface level. And again, we've documented this for about 4 years. I made 3 years ago a video called The Four Winds, which pointed out these circulations right here, here, and said they're not going to move. They're just going to get stronger on the surface than and obviously they have been. Obviously. So, I mean, the evidence speaks for itself. And the fact that I've been out here saying these things your Schumann might be spiking if you're having issues with any of the information I'm giving you. It might mean you need to calm down. You're a fucking amazing being, and that's been established by the creator who designed you. Yeah, there's a lot of quakes going on too. A whole bunch. nothing to fear. We've covered this all over, up and down. Impact of high beef prices. Um, oh yeah, that's going on, and this is going on, that's going on, all that's going on. But it's all about food prices and everything, and fucking. They, now we're talking about, that's the reason, tariffs, all that stuff. Uh, your gas is going up too. Look, I stood down because of a plot that our government had decided that they was going to go with because they knew we lived on a free sun system. I was offered a bunker by Senator Jim Davis, Republican, North Carolina, and he told me how safe my boy and I would be in our bunker, and I refused it, and I started telling you about it, uh, very specifically, very detailed, and it's all been pretty much right here. You want to go up to your oldest first, you can. If you just hit that button there and then oldest, and then boom, it gives you a nice flip around. Or you can go over here to my post page. They used to call it your community page, and you can see that I've posted up a couple of things that aren't mine, and one that is. You can look at that one. But the famines, that one I did a long time ago with the dead corn, um, for miles and miles and miles and miles. I'm not just out here talking outside my ass. We've actually got a live footage here that everything I say. Uh, and on my Facebook page, if you go there, check it out. Timestamp. I've been talking about how I stood down because our government has decided that they want civil unrest and Russia, China, and North Korea to launch on us simultaneously while the fucking world cheers. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. We started doing our cartwheel nightly. Uh, let's see here. Here, we'll go over here to John's page. He's got some good pictures of it. Homebrew down there on my channel. Look here. He's got less videos than I do, and he covers the same thing. He even gives raw the day raw arrived. Your moon's been doing this number for a long time. Watch, she'll throw in a commercial. He doesn't cuss as much as I do. So anyway, he's got the time lapse. The moon.
Okay.
He's got all that. He's got the day Ra showed up. Big freaking CME behind us that produced that thumbnail you're looking at, and he covers it really well that day. He's also flew from Virginia to Colorado, where my house was, before we left on this adventure. The secret is out for all to see. That one right there is John coming to my house to see for himself. You should probably check it out and see for yourself how amazing you are. I've laid that out over here again. And look, I got people talking to me again. I'm out here making posts on things. Raw mapped. You'll want to definitely see that. See, I got a must see. New folks, look at that one. I'll tell you what. Look at that. I'll tell you what. That's a ball of water in microgravity, and it forms a tube in the middle. But it's a ball. It's not a frisbee. I proved that. I could have made billions. I really could have. And all donations are appreciated if you think that's worth $1. Just that video alone. Blow your mind. How to a star? That's what you are. You don't have to give me $1 on that one. That's your birthright. That's your owner's manual right there. I couldn't believe I didn't have one until I was like, 52? This one right here, this is what we're doing. Right there, came Turtle Island, burned down all hell. That's just basically, we've traveled 32,000 miles in the last it took us about 2.5 years. We saw 300 tribes. We brought to them real information right here, right here on my lives. You want to debate anything we talk to these tribes about? We actually spoke with them about their crops dying and what they needed to do and why their crops were dying because it's too bright at night. We have an ultraviolet sun coming in. It's just the way it is. You see that dinglet cobra. We've covered all that. That's in raw maps. Um, Folks, it is what it is. You can take it or leave it. I'm just trying to help. I was top senatorial investigator out of North Carolina under Senator Jim Davis. Covered that a couple of videos ago. Again, I know I repeat myself a lot for old folks that have been here for a while, but I had to explain 1,000 different ways why the moon isn't supposed to be doing a cartwheel every night, even though we set the calendar and time itself to it being a very steady face of the moon. It's now doing a cartwheel. It's confused. It's confounded. In all of history, we've had war and famine and pestilence. We've never had a confounded moon. Go look at it. From rise to set, it's doing exactly that. About 12 degrees an hour clockwise on the northern hemisphere, counterclockwise on the southern hemisphere. It's rolling from north to south view, north hemisphere to south hemisphere view from your front porch every night, wax to wane every night.